Welcome to this week's Scalp Talk. This week we're looking at a client who is dealing with a very common condition. And if you guessed it, yes, you're right. It's seborrheic dermatitis. Let's listen in to know what's going on.
Okay.
With seborrheic dermatitis, the flakes are bigger
Okay.
than dandruff. Dandruff is more powdery. So seborrheic dermatitis is an overproductive sebum or sebaceous gland. So too much sebum on your scalp is accumulating. So this is the salicylic shampoo and I'm leaving it on my scalp because I think that's another thing. People rush to rinse out the shampoo too quickly and that can lead to the active ingredient not even getting into the follicles. So we leave it on for a good 10 to 15 minutes and I'm exfoliating with this. Just gently lifts that buildup.
So is that like a you separate your hair down the middle and kind of do the scalp?
Right. I'm going to give you the hard truths about seborrheic dermatitis. Seborrheic dermatitis is a condition that we see all too often, and it's a condition that people deal with for some people since they were little, or some people it just comes up from nowhere while they're an adolescent or even much later in life. And I want to tell you that it's something that can be managed with the right tools, the right products, and the right protocols. So let's lay it out. So what is seborrheic dermatitis? It's not dandruff. Most people think it's dandruff, but it's not dandruff. It is an overproduction of sebum. Sebum is produced by the sebaceous gland, and it is a good thing. It's used to lubricate the hair so that the hair is nourished and doesn't break off. But when sebum is overproduced by the sebaceous gland, it starts to accumulate on the scalp and it starts to become greasy because it's itching, because there's mixing with sweat, and then there's also fungal activity and bacteria. And that is what leads to seborrheic dermatitis. By the time your hair starts to flare up and you have seborrheic dermatitis, it's already too late. The shampoo is not going to be as effective as if you routinely cleanse your scalp with medicated shampoo and you didn't wait for it to flare up. The flare up is already like a late presentation of what's already going on. So we always recommend that if you have seborrheic dermatitis, you should have a regular cleansing routine, whether it be twice, depending on your hair texture, be twice a week to once a week. But definitely using a medicated shampoo that has exfoliants like salicylic acid, has antifungal properties that can really help calm down the activity of the bacteria and the yeast on your scalp. Another thing that will make it worse is if you decide, I'm going to just put some oil on my scalp because my scalp is flaky. No, you're going to make it worse because that yeast will start to feed on all the oil that you just applied on your scalp. So no, you should be using humectant based products, moisture based products, aloe vera based products. These are hydrating for the scalp. They are not oily. They will gently lift up the buildup. They will soothe the scalp. They will penetrate through the follicles and not just sit on top, which is what oils tend to do. Now, I guess the hardest truth about seborrheic dermatitis that people need to know is it's not a one-time fix. It's going to be almost like how we have to brush our teeth every day so our teeth doesn't decay. That's how you have to treat your scalp if you have been diagnosed with seborrheic dermatitis. It's something where you have to constantly just have this routine going so that it's not going to be triggered to get to a worse condition than it really is. So if you're able to stay on top of your treatment, able to get regular scalp detoxes, get regular scalp cleansing, use the right products, you should be fine. But it's when you decide that I'm going to just wait for 2 months, 3 months before I deal with this, before I tackle this, that you're kind of setting the clock back. So it's a lifelong treatment if you have seborrheic dermatitis, but it's not the end of the world. We brush our teeth every day. It's something that you can stay on top of if that's a priority for you. So those are my hard truths about seborrheic dermatitis. Tell me what you want to know the hard truth about next, and I'll be happy to share.